also never been one to shrink away from social issues, and not that these are about social issues, but they're always the backdrop of some of your novels. And in this case, I'm wondering, because you started in Mexico and you explained earlier why it ended up being Mexico, but was the situation, the political situation, what's going on with Donald Trump and other people contending for the Republican nomination, the way they're talking about Mexicans, the attitude toward Mexicans right now in Texas, was that in the back of your mind while you were writing this?
Not at all. This novel and my concept of Juan Diego as a Mexican American long predates our need to confront Donald Trump's idea of a wall. I'm not thinking about that at all. I do is I give myself as little time to think about crazy Republicans as possible. They don't interest me. I wouldn't waste my time thinking about what they're thinking about. This is a novel about a religious miracle. The Avenue of Mysteries, the mysteries of the title, refers to religious mysteries. It's the name of the street in Mexico City where the pilgrims come to worship at the shrine to Our Lady of Guadalupe. Avenida de los Misterios is the name of the street. These children, these dumb kids, are looking among the various virgins in the churches and temples of Oaxaca for which one to put their faith in. These competing virgins. They begin by disparaging the Virgin Mary. They like the indigenous Lady of Guadalupe better. But in the end, Mary wins them over. In the end, it's Mary herself who delivers an actual miracle that makes the plot of this novel unfold. And perhaps in terms of faith as opposed to institutions, there's a difference. The old dump boss, the perhaps actual but definitely surrogate father to these dumb kids. The old dump boss, Rivera, says it best when he leaves the temple, pointing to the statue of the Virgin and speaking to the Tool priests. Rivera says, "I come here for her, not for you." Well, I think a lot of people feel that way. This novel wouldn't work if Juan Diego weren't a believer. He is.
We have John Irving in studio talking about his latest novel here on As It Happens. And just to end, I want to go back to Avenue of Mysteries, where Juan Diego, who is a well-known novelist, is explaining for the umpteenth time that his fiction is not autobiographical. And he explains that novels don't come from where he comes from, they come from where his fears come from. At the risk of asking you an autobiographical question, do you identify with what he's saying?
Of course I do. My oldest son was once asked a public question about me. He was asked if I wrote about myself. He was asked, was Garp me? And do you recognize your dad in this novel and in the character of this man? And my son said he was only a teenager at the time. I felt badly for him that he'd sort of been put on the spot in front of an audience. But he, even then, knew me very well. And he said, no, that character isn't my dad. This novel isn't about what's happened to him. But it is about, they're all about everything he hopes never happens to him or anyone he loves. It's all about what he fears. And I've said a million times that is also autobiographical in a real way. That what you fear says a lot about you psychologically. What you hope never happens says a lot about you. the nightmares you have recurrent.